Hey, I'm Mike Brooks in the Shape Your Future Healthy Kitchen with our good buddy Chef Valerie from the OUTU School of Community Medicine. I see green. I think about something my mother used to say, it's not a happy plate unless there's something green on it. Your mother was different. It was a happy plate if it was empty.
Right. I think that's what I hear most often, if it's empty. So I don't know. I think I like yours a lot better.
Well, let's stick with the green theme right here
Yes.
because we're blanching and something else. What's
Shocking.
Shock and blanch.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're blanching it. It is a par cooking method, and it's great for preserving food short term. So if you bought this asparagus at the farmer's market, which you can get right now, and you weren't going to eat it for several days, a really good thing to do would be to blanch and shock. And so the blanch is the par cooking part of it. Okay, and you can see how beautiful and bright green that is. And I'm going to go ahead and take it out because it's done. And then I'm going to kind of do it backwards and show you how to prepare it. But you can see it's gorgeous, and by putting it in this ice water, we're stopping the cooking process so that it doesn't cook anymore. Okay, so yeah, so it was heated, it was steaming, the steam is, around 210, 212, something like that. We're immediately stopping it, and so that means it's not gonna overcook, or it's not gonna cook anymore. Obviously it cannot overcook at that point either. So these are getting drained and just patted dry a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and put the rest of these with our finished product over here.
Yeah.
These are beautiful. So one of the things, like I said, we're going to back up and do it a little bit differently. So if you get a bunch of asparagus at the grocery store, a lot of times those are cut from the same, part of the field. Okay, and if you want to get the tender part, you can kind of break it off, and that is where you should break it off.
That's the good stuff.
Because this can be very fibrous. And so let's pretend that this all came from the same bunch from the grocery store. It's not so much the same at the farmer's market. So you could go ahead and trim that off in this manner, and then this just goes into the pot to steam. But then one thing I did want to show you too is if you're not going to break it off, because it did seem like we broke off a lot.
That's a lot we're throwing away.
Yeah, so we could trim off a little bit. So on this particular spear, it took off 3/4 of an inch. Take a peeler and just lightly peel the end of it. So at my house, if I don't peel the asparagus, I find that my kids and maybe my husband eat the tip, but they don't eat,
the stalk.
Right,
Okay.
they don't eat the stalk. So if you just lightly peel the end of the stalk here, take one of those. It's a lot more tender, and you can eat the whole thing easily.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be just as tender as the tip of the asparagus.
And that's good stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
Blanch and shock.
Blanch and shock. Do this with broccoli, do this with carrots if you're going to put those in a stir fry. But blanching and shocking your vegetables keeps it a nice bright green without overcooking it. And so we're using a steaming to blanch it instead of putting it into boiling water, and that way you're not pouring vitamins down the drain when you drain it out.
Good stuff. Good to know. All right, we're going to have more on this and, of course, all of our recipes on our website, kgrh.com. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.